Alright, so we've decided to take an intermission break from working on this CM50 transmission transfer case swap, and we're going to go back to working on this bike for today. And the project is get this back wheel fit on this bicycle. But the first thing we need to do is locate a bolt from the pile that fits that, and it's about 15 millimeter. Didn't find a long enough bolt there, but it's a little on the thin side. And just like that, found a bolt that's a bit closer to the right size. So the problem with it is, bearing inside of that, it's 14.9 millimeters. And the shaft on this is just a bit too enlarged. So we gotta use this bench grinder, grind the whole outer profile of this down so that it actually fits. And now we got the bolt ground down to the right profile where it slips into the axle bearings perfectly fine. We got the end of the bolt filed down so that it fits a 1/2 inch nut on the end and a 3/4 bolt nut there, and they bind up against each other, making a triple lock, triple jam, because it jams up on the threads that end, jams up on the two bolts there, so it's a double jam. Yep. But anyways, we got the pilot hub there. We need to measure the depth on it, about 1/2 inch. So we need a collar that goes 1/2 inch in, and is 22 millimeters around, and fits over top of this. So if we take the diameter of the bolt there, zero it out, then we add that, it's about 7 millimeters, so it's 3.5 millimeter, which if we have some 1/8 inch stuff over here, yeah, 1/8 inch sheet metal. Cut a slice off of that, wind it into a collar that fits down 1/2 inch into the hub. So that's pretty simple. Got 2 strips of that, wind it around the bolt, weld the seam joint, put a washer on each end, and then that's the compression fitting. So, turn the camera back on once that's done. that's pretty well the end of those slip collars that go inside of the hub there, so that when you tighten the bolt, it presses on the bearing and not the seal. They're covered in zinc. They're covered in zinc, and now there's zinc floating around all over in there. And I'm going to let that plate air out a little bit. And then after some finagling with the air grinder, we got the bolt to fit inside of those two spacer bushings. Found a lock washer for the two jam nuts. And it all fits in there. Can be tightened down pretty darn tight. Now that those are in there. But yeah. Next is pulling the wheel sprocket off of that wheel hub and drilling it out to fit the bolt pattern on this hub.